pigeons are hungry today.
I guess so.
Did you want to sit down? Grab a handful and try to throw it as far away from the bench as you can. Don't just throw it here on the ground. I made that mistake once, and the birds were all over me. I like birds. I don't like them that much. Here.
Oh, what are you feeding them?
Dried peas, some wheat, some seeds. A lot of people feed them old bread, but that's not very good for them. They like this better. Nice throw. Look at them eat. My name's Diane. What's yours?
It's silly.
There are no silly names.
It's Guinevere.
Oh, I love that name.
Yeah, no one can spell it.
I bet they call you Gwen.
They do?
That's a nice name, too. Do we know each other?
No, not really.
Not really?
Can I have some more? Yeah. I mean, you must love animals, huh?
I do.
So, do you have pets?
3 cats.
3? Wow.
You?
No, not right now. I mean, your kids must like the pets?
No kids.
Husband?
No husband.
Ever?
Don't let anyone tell you that you have to get married or have kids.
I know.
It's not good or bad. It's just the way life works out.
But you wish you had kids?
Sometimes.
Well, my mother died when I was 4.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't be. I mean, I barely remember her anyways. I mean, I have photos of us when I was a baby, but my memories of her are from those photos, not of us together.
Well, you were young.
I suppose. I mean, it was a car accident, not her fault. Drunk driver.
Oh, that's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay?
I can't do this.
Do what?
I mean, it's not fair to you. I mean, it's gonna change things forever, and maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's not. I don't know. It's a lot of responsibility.
What's the matter, Gwen?
Are you happy? Truly happy?
That's a tough question.
I know.
I guess I am. Sometimes. I'm content. I've made my life.
Do you ever dream?
Of course.
Well, what did you dream of last night? What?
Last night, I dreamt of bears.
Bears?
In fact, I think I was a bear, big and furry. I was traveling with this group of other bears, and we were going to our caves to hibernate for the winter, and we all had separate caves, which was kind of lonely, but I could look out the opening of my cave and see the other bears and see that they were looking at the opening of their caves, and it felt like we were watching over each other. Strange, I know. Maybe that's why I feed the pigeons. Not everybody likes pigeons. I do. How about you? What do you dream of?
Different universes and different lives. I mean, where things work out differently. Do you ever do that?
Maybe.
Well, I want to tell you a story. And let's say, I mean, it's a story for school and I need help writing an ending. Maybe you can help with that?
I'm listening.
Okay. So, it's about a man whose wife dies, and he's sad, and his kids are really sad. And so he becomes obsessed with somehow bringing her back one day. And he's a scientist, so he has a lot of things in his garage. And, you know, he believes in different universes. I mean, parallel universes. But, you know, in some universes, I mean, he finds her and she's happy with her family and he doesn't want to mess with that. And in others, the wife died and that's sad too. But maybe one day he does find her and she's living alone and she never even met him. And maybe she thinks that she's happy, but then again, maybe she isn't because she never met her soulmate, never met her kids, never had that choice.
Wow.
I mean, how would you think that story should end?
I guess he finds a woman and he talks to her, and if they're soulmates, I mean, really soulmates, and she can sense that, and I don't know, would he stay there with her, or would she go back to his universe?
I think that he would want her to go back to his universe.
So she would be leaving everything she ever knew, everyone,
Well, some of the people in that universe would be in this one too.
where she's suddenly alive.
It's a tricky story.
I like the story. How does it end?
I don't know yet, but, I mean, do you believe it? Do you think that it could be real?
I don't know, I mean, it's pretty far out, but hey, the world's a strange place.
And there's another wrinkle. I mean, like, what if the man is shy and scared, and he doesn't know if he can talk to the woman without completely breaking down, which would probably just scare her off, and he doesn't want to freak her out. And so he sends his daughter, the sensible one, the mature one, to kind of feel her out, to see if there's a chance.
Wow. You have some imagination.
I really don't. I don't. I wish I could make this stuff up.
I don't understand.
Don't freak out. Please. But I'm your daughter.
What?
Yeah.
I think I would know if I had a daughter.
From the parallel world.
That's not real.
You're freaking out.
Why are you telling me this?
Well, here. This is a photo of you and me when I was a baby.
You could have faked this.
But I didn't.
Is this a crime? Do you want money?
No, I don't know. It's really hard to present this in a way to you that's not going to upset you like you are now. I mean, I don't know, maybe this was a bad idea. Maybe I should have just made my dad do it because it's his idea, really. But I wanted it too. Really badly.
Wanted what?
For you to come back with us. I know it's silly, but it's not, because you're hurt, and you're really hurt. And just now, I had this memory, and we're sitting in a park like this, and you're hovered over me, and I'm in a sandbox, and you're worried that I'm cold, so you hand me a coat. And it's pink, and I remember that coat. You must think of me right now.
I don't know what to think.
I'm sorry, but look at me. My face, my eyes. Do you see yourself in me at all?
I don't know.
Do you want to?
I don't know. Listen, if I believe this is true, and I'm not saying that I believe this is true, then why haven't I met your father in this world?
I don't know.
I mean, if he's my soulmate, if he's my destiny, then why haven't we met?
I guess it just doesn't always work out like that.
Gwen,
Listen, if you think that, like, he's your soulmate, truly your soulmate, that you'll just feel it right away, that'll be enough.
I do.
Because he's here.
What?
Just beyond that tree. I'm waving him over.
Oh my goodness.
Don't freak out. Just pretend I never told you anything. Just meet my dad. His name is Jack. And maybe if you can just feel something, just maybe if it's just the seed of it.
The seed.
Maybe you'll just know. Hi. She isn't really sure what to believe, but she wanted to meet you.
Hi.
Hi. This can't be real.
That's supposed to be my line.
I never thought I'd see you again.
I'm not her.
I know.
But then I guess I kind of am her, aren't I?
In all the best ways.
Can I bring my cats?
You can.
Let's go. Let's go.
down there.
You're sure?
Yes, I'm sure. It's down there.
Tell me what happened.
Well, I have the Unneedables. Their first album, The Lurking Doom.
Great album.
Right, so I'm listening, and I'm just kind of sitting there
The
wondering.
vinyl is so much better than the disc.
Right. So it's spinning, and I'm listening. And I wonder, what would happen if I played this backwards?
Oh, like those old Led Zeppelin albums where they had those backwards satanic messages in them?
I thought it was just an urban legend.
Well, now you know.
So it's spinning backwards, and the noise... It's not the hissing static I was expecting. It's more like chanting. Like a hymn, but wrong, you know? I couldn't understand the words, but I knew the voices were singing about something that I didn't want to know about. Made my stomach hurt when I heard it.
Is that it?
I think so.
How big did you say it was?
Big.
What happened after the chanting?
Well, there was this noise right here in the room with me. Kind of like thunder when it's too close. And then the air above the turntable just split open with this bright white light, and this thing crawled out.
It came out of the split,
Right out of the split. All eyeballs and tentacles and teeth.
and it ran down there.
Right. Well, only it didn't run. It was more like a cross between a slither and a scuttle.
How big?
Big.
And why did you call me?
I don't know. I thought you'd want to help me. You know, for old time's sake.
Just like Annie Hall, huh? Call the guy you just dumped to ask him to come over and squish a spider.
You're the only person that I know that could even begin to understand this kind of situation. You read all that stuff, that's the horror stuff, about the leave-ins, and the Heridians, and the encyclopedias.
Monstrosities.
Right.
No. Cyclopean monstrosities. You use cyclopean like a noun? It's an adjective. Cyclopean monstrosities.
Right. So what do you think happened?
Well, obviously the chanting you triggered by playing the Lurking Doom backwards prompted a doorway to open between dimensions, which allowed a cyclopean monstrosity to cross the void of space and time and enter our world.
It's kind of what I thought.
Yeah. Or it was just your imagination.
You don't believe me.
I do. I just think that...
It wasn't my imagination.
Okay.
It wasn't.
Okay. It wasn't your imagination.
So what do we do now?
I guess I have to go down there.
What if something happens to you?
Nothing's gonna happen to me. What's down there?
You mean besides that thing?
Cyclopean monstrosity.
You mean besides that cyclopean monstrosity?
Yeah.
It's a basement. Basement stuff.
Like?
A washer, a dryer, boxes, old furniture, basement stuff.
Any other doors?
No.
How about windows?
A couple.
Could it have crawled through one of the
Up a
windows?
window? No, they're like 2 feet high. It wouldn't fit.
Could a stray cat or a raccoon have crawled through one of the windows?
You think that's a cat down there bumping into things?
I think there's a chance.
You
it's
don't
possible.
believe me!
I do. I'm just trying to keep an open mind.
Are you going to kill it?
No, I'm gonna ask you how the nightlife is on Cisalda.
Well, if we catch it, we could sell it to a zoo.
All the horror stories I've read, when people start to get creative, that's when they get eaten.
Right, so just kill it.
Okay.
Wait!
What?
What if I call animal control?
And tell them what? That by playing the Lurking Doom backwards, you prompted a doorway to open between dimensions, which allowed a cyclopean monstrosity to cross the void of space and time and
they
just...
wouldn't believe me. Got it. Wait!
What?
What if I make the landlord take care of it?
Does your lease cover this?
No.
Yeah, thought so.
Wait!
What?
Will you be okay?
I'm the one that reads about this stuff. If it looks like I can kill it, I'll kill it. If it doesn't look like I can kill it, I'll just come up here and we can think of a different plan.
Are you sure?
I have to give it a try. Could be my first step in winning back my ex-lady Frau.
You know, sometimes I think we should give us another try.
We can talk about that once the beast is slain.
Do you see it?
It's too dark.
Oh, turn on the light. The switch is on your left.
It doesn't work.
Bulb must be out. Watch your step.
I've got a lighter. Ew!
What's wrong?
It's filthy down here.
Well, I don't clean it. Nobody goes down there.
It's pretty disgusting.
Sorry. Do you see it? Kenny? You see it? You down there? Kenny!
What?
Thought something happened to you.
I'm trying to concentrate.
Sorry. Do you see it?
No. Are there any closets or cupboards or anything?
Well, there's a closet, but that thing, I don't...
Cyclopean monstrosity!
That's cyclopean monstrosity! Wouldn't fit.
Where is this closet?
Over by the washer and dryer.
I don't think it's down here. I'm gonna go look in the closet and then I'll come back up.
Be careful.
So, why'd you break up with me?
I honestly don't remember.
Really?
Really?
You know, if you don't remember something, it could be that something never took place.
Could be. Could be that we're still together.
Could be. Could be that maybe I should come up there and we can resolve this in a more up-close and personal manner.
Could be. Could be that this whole cyclopean monstrosity is just my imagination. Fell asleep and dreamed the whole backwards record ripping the universe thing. Just a cheap subconscious ploy to get you to come visit me. Maybe. Was that it? Was it in there? Was it in the closet? You know, there's no way a cyclopean monstrosity would be able to fit in there. Was it a raccoon? That made more sense. You know, this is why I don't read those kind of books or watch scary movies. It gives me bad dreams. Must have just imagined the whole thing, right? Kenny? You there? Kenny? You're scaring me. Are you down there?
Seven. Mary, did you hear me?
I know, I'm just doing the tea.
We can't change the time now. It's on the official consecutive schedule. Monday was the first of the month, remember?
Your tiempo captor is fast.
They already fined us once. The second time they can confiscate stuff, like they did with the Harris family.
Just their travel card.
And their in-town parking spot. There's no appeal, you know.
You know, I do better with a cup of green tea.
And then there's the Cordelucci's. They're Uncle Antonio.
Always helps me focus.
They came to get him. Nobody knows where he is.
Arthur,
What happened to him?
how are we going to generate calm, energetic vibrations if you embrace such radical rumors?
I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Is it your time now? It's not Friday, is it?
We switched to Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, remember?
I heard the Pine Valley Bush Boosters got Best Vegetable Growth again last month.
There's more to the service than just vegetation.
Yeah, I mean, that's kiddie work anyway. It was fun tickling tomatoes back in grade school, but I want to do something that really matters, like you do.
It takes mature energy, darling. Young minds just don't have the concentration.
I hate February. The nights are so long. Too many faces at the window staring in.
Nothing to fear out there. We went to a very interesting lecture on the unforeseen effects of the service. You'll do it in school next year, I'm sure.
But sometimes they stare right in. Right at me, those faces. Like ghosts.
Now. No such thing as ghosts.
They're just generalized, mutual, manifest memories, a harmless byproduct of our work. You'll understand one day.
They told us in school that people once had a religion based on ghosts. A ghost with holes or something?
I thought the budget cuts had taken care of fiction.
No. This wasn't history, Dad. There once was a man called JC, and when he was just a few weeks old, these three magicians, they tracked his mother down and cornered her in a barn and bribed her with gold and drugs because they heard he was going to have some kind of powerful, independent energy generating ability, and they wanted him to stay put quietly in the country and not give people ideas they can make energy for themselves. But he didn't. Stay put, I mean. So the government finally killed him in Calgary.
Rogues do have to be eliminated, sadly.
You know, I think I heard that as a campfire story when I was in the little service club. And the one about the severed hand. Didn't somebody come back from the dead?
Here comes the organizer.
Your tiempo, Captain, was fast. I told you, we had plenty of time.
Good evening to everyone on the sunset shift. Before we get started, here's the forecast. Depression forming to the east, with psychic vibrations expected to peak around 10 p.m., with the heaviest activity in low-lying areas. Now, as we all know, this is the time of greatest demand on the system. So remember, it's up to you to maintain a continuous energy supply for all your neighbors. Meanwhile, just a reminder that in March, the Sunset Task Force will rotate to become the Midnight Minders. So be sure to file your exemption no later than next Friday if you have any late-night plans on the permitted list. Now for the musical countdown. Time to relax and take deep breaths.
Can I stay and watch?
No. Oh, go enjoy yourself while you're still young, while you still can. You'll be a generator soon enough.
I hear they're proposing lowering the thinking age to 19.
If they lower the age, then I can...
Spells trouble, if you ask me.
Well, surely you can understand the advantages, right? I mean, all of that youthful energy. Surely you've read the pamphlet about the virginal vortex.
Uncontrolled, undisciplined. There have been countless studies. A single stray thought about sex, for example.
But all that raw life force harnessed safely could generate so...
Only if you understand the principles.
I understand the principles. I learned them. Everything in life vibrates at the same frequency, 7.83 cycles per second, which is the same as the pulse of the geomagnetic field as it bounces off the Earth's crust, and the same frequency as the alpha brainwave. I know I could do it if you just gave me a chance. Oh, the wind's picking up. Wow. Are you doing that too? Wow, you can really see the ghosts now. Sorry, those generalized mutual manifest memories.
Oh dear, I have to pee.
It's all about tea.
Oh, I won't be a minute.
I'll see him for Mom.
No.
They're gonna lower the age anyways, Dad. I can practice. I'm gonna need to practice. Look, I've already got my shoes off.
Well,
Please, Daddy.
all right, come on. Come sit over here. Hurry up. Okay, sit like this. Okay, now, find the frequency. Now breathe. Try and match your heart rate to your breathing. Think about peace. Swans drifting by, butterflies on the wing. Harmony. Hold it there, young lady. You're not thinking about harmony.
Oh, sorry.
There you go. Okay, now you're getting it. Well done, you.
Dad, that's Aunt Cassie, your sister.
No, it is not.
Yes, it is. But she's not a generalized mutant manifest. Whatever. It's really her. But
She's
how
not
did she?
real. Keep your eyes shut. Don't look at her.
Dad, she's knocking.
You're doing it. You're creating her.
No.
Projecting her. Yes, you are. This is what your mother said about unexpected side effects. The virginal vortex.
It's not my fault.
There seems to be an inconsistency in the continuum in the peacekeeping quadrant.
Stop, please. I'm begging you.
Somewhere near Hammer Square. Do we have an investigation team on standby?
She's looking right at me.
Look,
She wants to say something.
Don't look. You don't see her. We don't see her.
We are dispatching a team to assist in an emergency containment of irregular energy impulses and confinement officers with appropriate restraint devices in the unlikely event that this incident has a human causal component. The disruption is now dissolving. This appears to have been a natural event with a natural reversal, and the energy flow is restored to normal. Confinement officers, please return to base.
Sybil, dear, I brought you a cup of... Oh, she's asleep, is she?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, never mind, I'll have it. I could always use another cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
Did you let her have a go?
Mm-hmm.
And it wore her out, didn't it? Poor thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that settles it.
What?
We should vote against that law, lowering the thinking age to 19. Ridiculous, don't you think?
Yes.
They're just not ready.
No.
That's what I say. But I am ready. Could you give me the frequency again? You know how tone deaf I am.
There are many theories, both scientific and philosophical, on the subject of parallel universes and scale. How the world, the galaxy, and perhaps even the universe can be an infinitesimal part of a larger universe.
The universe can fit on the head of a pin, that sort of thing.
Exactly. For now, replace universe with galaxy, and the head of a pin with the inside of a single cell, and you have it.
So what you're saying is, for reasons no one has been able to determine, our universe, or rather our galaxy, is being consumed by a large single-celled organism.
Based on all available data, yes.
And nothing can stop it.
It seems to feed on energy. Nuclear and other radioactive weapons have proven to simply provide it with nourishment.
And there's no sign that it's sentient?
It has not revealed itself to be so.
Okay. So, what we have here is a spreading mass that feeds on violence, consuming everything in its path, with no regard for life, human or otherwise. and it cannot be reasoned with.
You are drawing political comparisons where there are none.
Aren't there?
Extrapolating from the most recent available data, it is highly likely that the only politician left in the galaxy is you.
How far is this thing spread?
Extrapolating from the most recent available data, it has consumed more than 99.999 repeating percent of the Milky Way.
How long has this been going on?
It started 6 weeks ago. It has spread exponentially since.
That's impossible.
It would seem so, but imagine, if you will, you have a map of the galaxy on a table. You pour a viscous liquid onto one point of the map, and you keep pouring on that spot. What happens?
It spreads and it spreads until it reaches the very edge of that map.
Exactly. Which is why
It hasn't reached us yet. Because we're at the very edge of that map.
precisely. While you were in stasis in transit, this was occurring. By the time your vessel docked, the organism had consumed nearly 70% of the galaxy, which meant,
People were still trying to make it back to their families.
therefore, they left.
And they just left me here?
You were traveling alone.
Right. Who thinks of a labor negotiator when they actually have people they really care about? So why did you wake me?
With the impending threat so close and the station abandoned, power was diverted from hospitality to emergency defense.
Hospitality?
As such, your stasis chamber was powered down and opened, and here you are.
How long do I have left?
Mere minutes, I'm afraid.
I'm sorry, did you just say
Minutes, yes.
not even hours?
Extrapolating from the most recent available data,
No,
you...
stop! I don't want... What about my family, my kids, my...
I am so sorry.
Are you? Are you just a fucking algorithm designed to sound human?
Does it matter?
I guess not. So it's entirely possible I'm the last human being. Period.
It is not only possible, it is likely. Incoming vessel.
Someone's coming this way?
Where else are they going to go?
Yeah, fair enough. I guess whoever it is didn't make it that far.
This is not a returning vessel. According to station manifest and logs, the ship has never docked at this station. And now it is likely it won't. The organism has overtaken it.
My God, so close. So what happens when the organism overtakes something?
Extrapolating from the most recent available data, the organism consumes the energy generated by the vessel. The vessel then remains suspended inside the organism, attracting other as yet unidentified sub-organisms, similar to phagocytes, which then break down the vessel and its contents.
Including the passengers.
It is safe to assume that the passengers have perished from asphyxiation by the time the phagocytosis creates a sufficient enough breach to reach them.
So is that what's going to happen to me? I'm going to asphyxiate before being digested.
It is one possible outcome, yes.
Do we have any weapons on board?
None that I can grant you access to. I am sorry.
Not even unprecedentedly extreme circumstances?
I am afraid not.
Oh, come on, please. Please don't let me die like this.
Incoming vessel.
Another one?
An escape pod from a captured ship. I'm in communications with it now. Oh.
Oh, what do you mean, oh?
I have taken over navigation of the escape vessel and I am guiding it to a nearby maintenance dock. You will have just enough time to converse with another human being before the organism reaches the station.
Okay. Okay. Good. I hope they're not an asshole. I don't want to... Dying alone would have been bad enough. No offense.
My algorithm instructs me to tell you. None taken.
I just don't want to die and hate my life any more than necessary.
The vessel has docked.
Wait. Are they dangerous?
They have no record of any felony convictions.
Any felony arrest? Any non-felony convictions? Any violent misdemeanors?
Extrapolating from the most recent available data,
There was a drunken disorderly arrest once. They let me off the hook because it was my bachelor party.
I remember. How are you here? No.
Isn't it obvious? I came to rescue you. It was a much better plan when I started out.
The kids?
I'm so sorry. They sent their love.
Sent. How'd they die?
I don't know. I just know that they're gone.
Were they off-world or?
They were home, all three of them, plus their 2 husbands, 1 wife, and our grandchild.
At least they were together. Can't imagine what they must have gone through.
extrapolating from the most recent available data, when the organism breaches a planetary atmosphere, the ensuing fire can be quite beautiful.
I don't think we actually wanted to know that.
It may provide some small comfort to know that the rate at which the organism converts the atmosphere for its own consumption is rather rapid, often depleting the atmosphere before scorching its surface. In all likelihood, your loved one saw something quite beautiful before meeting a peaceful demise.
It means well. It really does.
Based on the organism's current rate of growth, initial contact will occur within the station in 4 minutes.
Not even a 5-minute warning?
That was the plan, but the rate of growth has accelerated. It would seem that the energy emanated by the station itself, as well as the energy trail left by the escape pod, have created a beacon. I have taken all of this into consideration. You will have just over 3 minutes.
What do you want to do?
Since you botched the rescue? I don't want to die here. Waiting for whatever that thing is to drain us of our life support and digest us.
May I suggest an option?
We're all ears.
There is one vessel in the dock that can support you indefinitely in stasis. I can program it to take you to the nearest galaxy, and if there is intelligent life there, they could possibly salvage the ship and revive you.
How long will that take?
Several million years.
And to the best of my knowledge, life has not been discovered outside of our galaxy.
It has not. Which is not to say that life outside of this galaxy does not exist, and that it is not somehow civilized.
With our luck, we will be revived by aliens who will consider us a delicacy.
If we do this, even if we never wake up, we'd still be alive. And together.
But we wouldn't know that. We'd be asleep, at the mercy of our own circumstances. What if one of us wakes up and finds the other's been a mummified corpse for thousands of years?
Contact in 2 minutes.
Can we get to the airlock in 2 minutes?
Are you sure?
If you come with me, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die in your arms, looking at your stupid face.
There are worse ways to go.
The organism has made contact with the outer hull.
So we're just supposed to stay in here and allow it to digest us?
I have jettisoned an escape pod from the dock. If you stand in the dock, I can blow the hatch and the vacuum will take you. The system's main reactor has been compromised. I am running on emergency power. Do you have any last words?
Any last words? Any last words for the entirety of the human race and the whole of civilization, from creation until right now?
I lost my wedding ring and replaced it with a duplicate.
I
5,
know. Anything else?
4, 3, 2,
I love you.
I love you too.
1. Bon voyage.
Feels like I'm opening a safe deposit box.
Never thought about it that way before.
You haven't?
Mm-mm.
That's the way it feels to me. Like opening up a safe deposit box, hoping that whatever I put in there is still valuable or was worth saving. Like I thought maybe my grandmother's diamond ring. I put it in there, but it was just costume jewelry, something like that. Oh, God. Do I sound callous? I hope I don't sound callous.
This can be more trying than people realize.
I don't think I'm ready for it.
You can take as much time as you need.
Really? I thought you were going to just shove me in here, pop it open, bam, over and done with.
No, of course not. We understand this is a deeply significant moment. Most people need time to adjust. If you'd like any privacy, I can...
No, please don't go. You're keeping me calm. How long did you say you've worked here?
About 2 years.
2 years? My son was our son? I guess I should get used to saying that again. Was 2 years old when it happened.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, that was a long time ago. Johnny has kids of his own. I tried to get him to come, but he wanted to wait until afterwards. It's going to be a shock for him.
There's a readjustment factor, but people are generally pleased with the results.
Generally?
People are pleased with the results.
But not always.
There's a spectrum of reactions. We try to prepare all of our clients, but there are sometimes difficulties.
Oh, of course. Difficulties. All the changes. But I don't think that will be bad for him. Keaton was an early adopter. That's what we used to call it in those days. He always had to have the latest iPhone, the latest gadget, the latest this, the latest that. He'd love all of it.
I hope so.
I'm not so sure, though, about everything. It's funny. Millennials were supposed to ruin everything. Now I'm saying the same thing to your generation. You've taken it too far. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way of the world. Do you have a contract yourself? For this, I mean.
I'm sorry, but we're not allowed to disclose that information.
Oh, of course not. God, that's like asking a psychiatrist if he's on any antidepressants. Do you believe in your own medicine, doctor? I'm sorry, that was mean. I'm usually a very nice person. But this, I'm not prepared for it.
There's no need to apologize.
When I was on my way over here, I kept thinking about all the changes. I've lived through them. I can't get used to them. Like self-driving cars. Did you know when I was young, people were afraid of them? I never thought they'd be mandatory. And this, people were terrified of this kind of thing. Does it ever bother you?
I think it's more important what you think.
Are you a psychologist?
Sorry?
You act like a psychologist or an undertaker. I'm asking you what you think. You don't tell me what you think. You're sharing this major moment with me, and you're trying to be a blank slate. I hate blank slates. Please, don't be a blank slate. What did you say your name was?
Mason.
Mason. Such an old-fashioned name. I haven't heard that in years. I just want to know what you think, Mason, about this, what you really think.
Well, I just...
Yes? Do you ever question it? Do you ever think, is this natural? Should we be doing this?
Sorry?
Never mind. I'm not being fair. Keaton wanted this. He signed up for it. Do you know? I didn't even know about this sort of thing until after the accident. I couldn't even pronounce it.
Cryonics.
See, I still can't say it. Cryonics?
Mm-hmm.
Cryonics. But you know, it's funny looking back
What is?
that it was a car accident. When was the last time you heard about a car accident? People, it's like telling someone that your husband was killed by a Roman chariot loose on the streets. People think you're joking. Have you ever driven a car?
In games, of course.
I mean a real car.
No, of course not.
No, of course not. And I have never driven a horse and buggy. There you go. You know, though, if it hadn't been for this, I think I could have moved on. I could have remarried, but I just kept waiting for him to come back. I kept hoping that the science would catch up sooner than it did. I thought, well, maybe in 5 years. 5 years goes by fast, especially when you're raising a child. You get preoccupied, and then another 5 years pass, and another, and before you know it, you're an old woman. And Keaton isn't even human anymore.
Oh, don't worry. He's exactly as he was before the accident. He's the same as he was after the reconstruction, since his brain was...
I didn't mean it like that. I mean, at some point, he stopped being a human being. It was like I had this memory hang over me, but not a memory like a regular memory where you think about it and you move on. No, it was like the memory of the dead. But it demands all the attention of the living. I spent my life with the knowledge that my husband could come back at any time. Like he went away for a cup of coffee and could come back at any moment. For 40 years, I've waited for this. For 40 years, I've waited for my husband to come back from the dead.
I'm glad we've been able to help you in your time of need.
Thank you. I wonder what kind of journey he's been on, where he's been all this time.
We keep all of our clients in climate-controlled pods until they're ready to be...
No, that's not what I mean. I mean his soul. What kind of journey has his soul been on? Has he been to heaven? Hell? Idaho? Has he been in some kind of purgatory waiting for his mind and his body to be put back together again? Maybe he's been lashed by demons in the pits of hell. I hope he hasn't been suffering in the pit of hell all this time. Do you ever hear of anything like that?
In the contract, we specifically state that we're not liable for anything that might happen during any potential out-of-body experience, should they exist. Or not. That is to say, we don't make a claim as to whether there are or is an afterlife, and we're not liable for any harm in either scenario. We're strictly responsible for the body. Everything else is... the soul is out of our jurisdiction.
Alrighty then. What happens when they come back? I'm nervous about waking him up.
Your husband's body's been checked and approved for revival. His brain is healthy. It'll be like waking up from an operation. There'll be some slight disorientation, of course, and we provide counselors for that process.
Is it successful? Usually, I mean.
We have a very healthy success rate. Compared to our competitors, our clients have some of the most overwhelmingly positive readjustments to the contemporary world.
I've never thought about it before today.
Thought about what?
I've been held captive.
No. No. The contract was signed willingly. Section 4, Part 2 states that he...
No, not by you. By him. He made this decision without thinking about me. He was scared of dying, and so he signed up with you to take a chance on a second chance.
Of course he did. And he was very lucky.
But it wasn't about me. He wasn't thinking about me. I'm sorry. I'm feeling a little emotional.
I can give you some space.
No! Please, stay. It helps me to talk about him. He was an early adopter, as I said. He won't have any trouble adjusting. Not to this world, I mean. He might have trouble adjusting to me. Where I am now. But he'll love all this new technology. He loved gadgets. Do you know something?
What?
I don't think he loved life very much. He was so scared all of the time. Do you know what I mean?
It's normal to be scared. Sometimes.
Thank you. An honest reaction. That's what I thought growing up. We were always so scared. We wanted everything to be controlled, safe. I got the news that Keaton had been in a terrible car accident. It was horrible. It tore my heart out. There I was with this tiny little baby and my husband dead. It was a realization of my worst fear, losing my husband. I loved him so much. I still do, don't get me wrong.
Most of our clients find it a relief to know that we can revive people that have been properly preserved.
Maybe. I can understand the hope of a revival in an afterlife, if there is one. But revival here on Earth? Do you know what's strange? Up until now, I never found it creepy. That's the weird part. I thought, oh, well, this is just something that, of course, technology will solve. Technology will solve everything, right?
We believe in the use of technology for the betterment of humanity.
Of course you do. But my son has grown up. And I've been okay. I have a grandson. Life moved on. My worst fear happened, and I survived, even if Keaton didn't. I mean, not really. He's been stowed away in here, waiting for some kind of revival, like those religious people waiting for the dead to rise. I've spent my whole life waiting for him to come back from the dead.
Why don't I give you some privacy, and you can call me when you're ready.
Please. How long does it take once you start the revival process?
About a minute.
A minute? That fast?
His body's already been woken up. I just need to prick him awake. He paid extra for it. The Revival Plus edition.
Oh,
Normally it takes 20 minutes.
That's Keaton. Can't waste 20 minutes. Pay extra for the speed. Phone connection, internet, waking from the dead, whatever. Do you know what, though? He's not going to be grateful to be alive again. He is going to be pissed. He spent 40 years laying around. He could have been working this whole time. I had forgotten about that. The 80-hour work weeks, getting lost in his coding or video games. I spent more time texting him than talking to him. Come to think of it, I'm surprised that we managed to get me pregnant. We probably scheduled it. Sometimes you wonder what you've been waiting for. Someone who liked his work better than he likes you? Who never helped you change a diaper? Who's going to be more excited about this new technology than seeing your old, wrinkled face? Sometimes I think my husband loved his work more than he loved me.
Why don't I give you the room? I'll just come back when you're ready.
Mason, help me. I don't want to do it.
You don't want to...
I don't want to bring him back. Can I do that? Is that allowed? Can I just leave him in this box?
We don't normally...
I won't do it. I won't do it. He can stay in his climate-controlled box. We'll throw in a cell phone. He'll have everything he needs.
Let me check his contract. I'll be right back.
I won't let you. You did this without talking to me. I could have moved on. I could have remarried. I should have. But I kept waiting for you to come back to me. That's what I was hoping for. You were this perfect person that was going to come back to me. You were like this special thing that I was saving for a special day. I thought one time in the future, on a certain day, I would get a phone call and my husband would be alive again. Why didn't you just die? Normal people die. They die and they let others move on. What makes you so special? I could have visited your grave, brought you flowers. I could have grieved. I could have moved on. But I kept waiting for you to come back to me. I've spent 40 years waiting for you to come back. I've spent my life waiting on a corpse. There, I've said it. I've spent my life waiting for my corpse husband to come back from the dead. Why did you do it, Keaton? This isn't fair.
According to your husband's contract, we're under legal obligation to revive him. We're sorry for any inconvenience.
So that's that.
So it is.
There's no way around it?
Your involvement in this is entirely voluntary. I have a form you can sign.
Do you have a form that can promise me that he'll still love me? That I'll still love him?
I'd be more than happy to talk to my manager to see what kinds of options we have for...
Oh. So, we are back to blank slates. Well, let's get things rolling. Let's get this party started. How does it work?
Your husband's body's already been awoken. I just need to prick him awake. He'll be disoriented, of course, but then he'll remember. There'll be a period where he doesn't remember the time has passed. So please be wary of that. Once he's fully awake, we'll send in one of the counselors to help you both with this process. Just like in the informational videos.
I wasn't really paying attention. I hate those things.
You'll be fine, ma'am. It's normal to have mixed feelings.
Ah, you don't mention that in the brochure.
No. No, we don't. Are you ready?
If you want to call it that. Hi, Keaton. Wake up, honey. It's me, Kira. You were in a car accident, but you were saved by that cryonics company. It's been a few years. I'm so glad to see you. No. Don't try to talk. Just be still for a moment. Take a moment. Oh, God. Keaton. I love you.